if people in the rest of the world knew what I know and they understood and they agreed with me, Bitcoin would go to $10 million tomorrow. And if Bitcoin went to $10 million tomorrow, I want you to think about how you would feel and how your viewers would feel, because you would lose 20 years of stacking opportunity during which you get to buy at less than $10 million. So the difference between $10 million and 100,000, that's what you give up if the volatility goes away and people start to agree with you.
G'day, welcome to the Monday live stream. So we just heard from the man, Michael Saylor. It shouldn't surprise anyone his stance on crypto. You know, he said 10 million. I have heard him say 13 million before as well. He's definitely a Bitcoin maxi. His company, MicroStrategy, has done phenomenal. And today he actually posted in his X account, you can see here that he posted a portfolio tracker for MicroStrategy, which shows all of the buys that have been made from pre-September 2020 all the way along. And you can see, and he said it in the past, right? They will buy the tops. They'll continue to buy. They'll buy the tops. As he just said in that interview, you know, $100,000 is cheap if it's going to 10 million. So you can see this section here earlier in the year where he bought the January buys up the top here, which was probably around the 108K all-time high that we saw. So he's going to continue to buy, but it's working out, right? Because if you look at this chart here, you can see, you know, he's saying they made 51 billion, the treasury, for BTC gains during that time. If you look at him against, you know, the Teslas, the Amazons, the Meta, the Googles, etc., MicroStrategy right here, 6%. The others are all in negative for the 3-month return. So, you know, he's a man of conviction, and I can see at the moment it's definitely working out for him. So, you know, so I know he can be a polarizing figure. Some people love him, some people don't like the maxi side. You know, I think he's great for the industry. I really do. I think he's getting the word out there, and that can only be positive. I mean, let's face it, Bitcoin is the main cryptocurrency. It's the one that everyone's heard of. It's the one that's going to gain the adoption from corporations, governments, you know, things like that first. So I just see that as being positive, really. And then to go from one potentially polarizing figure to another, Donald J. Trump has been posting on Truth Social. When tariffs cut in, many people's income taxes will be substantially reduced, maybe even completely eliminated. Focus will be on people making less than 200K a year. Also, massive numbers of jobs are already being created with new plants and factories currently being built or planned. It will be a bonanza for America. The External Revenue Service is happening. So that's obviously External Revenue Service being for tariffs and things like that, as opposed to the Internal Revenue Service. And I did look up for this 200,000 a year. The 2022 census actually said that 88.7, so let's say 89% of Americans earn less than 200K. And 65.6 or 66% earn less than 100K. So there are a lot of people that are going to be impacted by this if it's implemented. United States President Donald Trump recently said that federal income taxes would be substantially reduced or potentially eliminated once the tariff regime fully sets in. Trump added that the focus of the purported tax cuts would be on individuals making less than 200K per year. As I said, that's impacting a lot of people. Eliminating the federal income tax would likely be a positive catalyst for asset prices, including cryptocurrencies, as the increase in disposable income should partially flow back into productive investments. However, this stimulative effect is not guaranteed. Research conducted by accounting automation company Dancing Numbers found that Trump's proposal could save the average American $134,809 in lifetime tax payments, which is no small amount whatsoever. Could be as much as $325,561 per American if other wage-based income taxes are also eliminated. You know, what are those income taxes? What are the chances of them being eliminated? Like, that's probably a bit of a bridge too far, in my opinion. I know people like to talk things up, but but 134, 35,000 is a lot of money. Obviously, there'll be a lot of variables in that. Any financial modelling is based on assumptions, and any one of those assumptions doesn't go the way you want, it will have an impact. But look, on face value, this is potentially going to impact a lot of it, majority of Americans, which is huge. Okay, so let's move on to the key indicators now. I have made a change to the key indicators. As you'll see, I've added in now the monthly returns. I've taken away the GUI, the Ethereum gas fee. I'm not sure that, I don't feel that it's as relevant a daily tracker as it once was. So I'm going to keep the monthly returns in there for the moment, but give me some feedback if there's anything you think I should be including that I'm not including. And I can have a look at if it's something I agree with and I can move out. But if we start to work our way around, we can see at the moment fear and greed is on the way back down. So we can see it's moved to 54 or 61 yesterday, although it's still up from last week and still definitely up from last month. We can see the Bitcoin dominance is at 61.2, so that's dropped slightly. I mean, it was 61.3 yesterday, so let's say it's staying the same. ETH's staying the same. The market cap is flat. We can see volume down, but again, that's not unusual. We saw it down yesterday as well. Lately, over the weekends, we're definitely seeing the volume down. I've added in the monthly returns, as I said, so that's currently sitting at 10.4. So what that one is, that's this table here, which some of you will be familiar with. I get this information and a few of my key indicators from Into the Cryptoverse, which is Ben Cowan's site. I do a subscription for that. There are just some indicators you can't get. I will go through actually some of the free indicators that you can get from Glassnode, TradingView, things like that. I just do a subscription. I think it's the best valued one I would have because there's just so much information in this site and so many different indicators and things you can do, DCA models, things like that. Like there's a lot. But we can see here April, right? So it's 10.4. We're coming off the back of two negative months from February and March. If we look back, 2020 had a similar pattern, but as we've seen, it's been really hard to really look at a pattern. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, everyone was going, oh, September's always red, and then we have two greens in a row. So, for what it's worth, I like to look at it just to see, I guess it tells me the sentiment in the market and generally how the market's trending during that month. So, more for that than seeing a specific pattern, I guess, that I'd be looking for. We can then see for the top 5 altcoins, excluding the stables, a bit of a mixed bag. You got a little bit of green, a bit of red in there. The Pi cycle top has finally moved, but it's only gone from 59 to 58. It was at 59 for 4 or 5 days. Historic risk is flat. You got the pure multiple down slightly. You got the MVRVZ score is flat, and the Newpol is also flat. So overall, there's a little bit of red, but pretty flat overall in the market and in the key indicators today. Okay, so now let's have a look at the top 100 and the overall market. We can also see trending. So Pudgy Penguins is trending at 28.6. You've got the top gainers, so Casper, not Casper, Casper Network is up 56.1. Bitcoin, as I mentioned, look, 24 hours at 0.2%. It's not, it's flat. Let's call it flat. Ethereum, 1.1. You're not seeing, especially in the top part of this chart, you're not really seeing any massive movers as we work our way down. As we've seen in the last few days, Monero is a bit of an exception there. Look at that little chart. It's like straight up. It's 15.2% up. 23.8 for the week. You have, what else happening? Not a lot. Again, a lot of these moves as well, they're between 0 and 5%. You got FET down. That's been riding up quite a bit for over the last week. So to see it come down a bit isn't completely unusual. That's at 9.5% negative. What else we got here? You got Bonk going up still. That's at 5.3%. Are we seeing that trend with any of the other meme coins? Here we go. Fartcoin, 12.3% up. It's just continued to go up. Not too much. IOTA's found its way in the top 100, 9.4%, 35.5% for the week. We'll have a quick look at the crypto bubbles. So there you can see Pengu 19.7. You got Wall at 22.9. But again, a lot of green. We've had a few, Fartcoin 12.3 and Monero 22%. But still majority of red. But you do have some green in there as well. And then if we have a look at the 100 to 200, you got Popcat again up. You got Snack up. Although not all the memes are performing the same. You got Turbo down 9.6. What else we got in there? Chems is another meme that's down 5.4. Just, we saw that Just have a bit of a spike. So to see that pull back again, 9.7% negative isn't unusual either. And then just quickly, the 200 to 300, there's that Casper at 58%. You got Alchemy, 13.5. Well, Mobile Token, 4.8. So we'll be doing a video on that very, very soon. That's a project I'd suggest people have a look into. It's deep in project, connecting the unconnected. So definitely worth having a look at. It's across a few chains now as well. It's not just on Cardano, which it was originally. But yeah, Mickey and the team, Mr. Telecoms on X, they're doing really, really good things. Okay, so look, we'll leave it there, guys. Thanks a lot for joining me. Really appreciate it. If you like the content, please give us a like, give us a subscribe. Also, be sure to check out our Back to Basics series. So we're putting together a series. It's really for beginners in crypto. It's a combination of, we're putting out some videos on some popular coins, tokens, that will just give you a bit of a view of the project. We'll do some deep dives into those a bit more, where we'll look into like the age of the coin, the community, the utility, the team, the tokenomics, what exchanges they're on, what their narrative is, those sorts of things. Bit of a look at the charts. We'll do that later on. This is really just a broad view on the projects. And there's also just some other videos in there, Back to Basics videos, which is really just, what are some common scams to look out for, what a general overview of cryptocurrencies, an overview of like, a Bitcoin. So things like that. There's about 8 videos, I think, all up. We've got a couple to still come out. But again, they're really good, just basic understanding of crypto, terminology. There's one for all the terminologies. So yeah, check those out. Really worthwhile. And I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks again.